Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. They will honor to the apostles and the elders and great millstone rule well and say things to elect that pushes truth in all sincerity. The water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for allowing me to do another video. Today's video, I want to talk about no mercy. Okay? So we have another, this is an older incident, okay, of a so-called black man, okay, dying, okay, all right, okay, due to the police, okay, Elijah Mcclain, okay. Now this is a older incident, but it resurfaced, okay, because of all the turmoil that's going on. Okay. All right. And the main reason, what you would call shock factor or catalyst, that's a better word. The main catalyst of this incident resurfacing is because of George Floyd. So first thing is there's a lot of different brutal things, okay, and brutal situations that go on, but they just don't even get reported, okay? All right, there's a lot, okay? And this one right here, okay, it was just hidden, okay, but it resurfaced just because of the turmoil that's going on in America, okay? All right. So we're gonna watch this video, okay? Them talking about, the incident, okay? But at the end of the day, okay, Esau, he treats Jake as if he's an animal. He treats Israel, okay, as if they're like a sub creature, okay? Esau does very wicked acts, okay, and he has no mercy, okay? All right, he has no mercy at all. All right. Now, Esau, you have no mercy. You're a wicked being. Okay. All right. Well, when we have you, okay, in bondage, okay, as the scriptures, okay, say that we will, okay. When Israel has Edom in bondage, okay, we're gonna put absolute terror on you. So people saying, oh, you guys are so evil. Why would you want this? Or why would you want slavery? Or why would you want that? Saying, oh, why can't you just forgive us of all the stuff we did? Absolute hypocrites. Absolute evil. Okay? The Most High is going to pour terror on Edom. The Most High is going to pour terror on all the other nations. The Most High is going to absolutely, okay, put terror on them. These people, okay, show no mercy. So guess what? The Lord, he's going to absolutely terrorize them, and he's going to give them double, okay? All right? Well, the terror that the Lord's going to put, it's not going to be absolutely compared to what Esau did to Jake in slavery, okay? All right, it's going to be on a whole different level. It's going to be on an infinite high level, okay? These devils are going to really suffer, okay? They say, just let it go. You're just in the past. Why you have to be so insensitive? Just let it go. Just let it go, please. We're different now. But Esau, he shows absolutely no mercy, not one bit at all. You continue to see in these different cases, Esau never, ever, ever tried to suggest, maybe this guy, he was going through something, or maybe they never ever talk about that at all. Okay? Never. But for Esau, they always try to say, oh, that guy's psychotic. He was going through something with his family, with his girlfriend, whatever. They never give mercy. Okay? All right? And not only do they they don't give mercy and try and judge in a humane way, they always, when it comes down to just strictly doing the law, They don't even do that correct, okay? They don't even do that correct, you know? Okay? They don't even judge as a humane judgment, okay? And when it comes down to just strictly law, no mercy, they don't even do that correctly, okay? All right? They're just absolutely cruel, twisted, everything so that we can just suffer, you know? They don't even judge according to their own laws correctly. Just always trying to make sure Jake is suffering, you know? So you show no mercy, but guess what? You're gonna suffer, okay?
In my business, I've got to know that answer.
My name is Mcclain. I am Elijah's mother.
Mcclain never thought she'd be here.
I honestly don't think my anger is going to change. I think I'm always going to have that same level of being pissed off.
Smile! Nearly a year ago, her 23-year-old son Elijah
Stop right there.
died just days after police confronted him as he walked home from a convenience store.
My name's Elijah Mcclain. This is good home.
His family calls it excessive force. Officials called it justified. Elijah's case was closed, disappearing from headlines until now.
To be clear, I'm actually not just calling it assault, I'm calling this murder.
In the wake of George Floyd's death in police custody, protests have filled streets from coast to coast, even in Elijah's home state of Colorado.
It hurts. Everybody's screaming names now, but I'm like, last year it would have made a big difference.
The George Floyd case was a game changer, and that opened up the door for questioning all sorts of stuff when it comes to law enforcement.
Now crowds are also chanting Elijah's name. This weekend, demonstrations shut down a highway in Colorado. Police used pepper spray to break up a peaceful vigil in his hometown.
The fact that it always takes a public struggle speaks to the failure of the system to provide swift justice. And for many people, justice delayed is, in fact, justice denied.
Oh, he was always an introvert. He was always one to observe.
No way, this is a luau party.
Shanine says Elijah channeled his shy nature by expressing himself through art.
He loved knowledge. That's how he taught himself how to play the instruments, the violin. It was amazing to see him so enchanted with his own skill.
By last year, Mcclain was working as a massage therapist. He had plans to go to college. Those who knew him described him as gentle. On the night of August 24th, 2019, Elijah went to a convenience store. You can see him in the store surveillance video wearing a ski mask, something his family says that he did because he had anemia, a blood condition that can make the person become cold easily. What Mcclain didn't know was that someone called 911 to report a suspicious person.
He looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Yeah. Were any weapons involved or mentioned?
No.
So are you or anyone else in danger right now?
No.
There was nothing about the 911 call that suggested that there was an urgent and violent situation that needed an urgent and violent response. Essentially, they reported a black guy who was outside.
As Elijah walked home,
So they called and flat out they're talking about how they're not endangered, the guy's not in danger, there's no weapons. I mean, just they're flat, you know? And then the police are gonna come in with aggressive force. Like, these different actions and behaviors are not normal. Okay, these actions are not human. Okay, Esau is really the devil. Okay, all right. These different things that he's doing makes no sense. Okay, all right. Flat out, the guy's saying no. There's no one's in danger. He's just a black guy walking. You know. And he's wearing the ski mask. Okay. Because he's, and they make these cold, okay? But Esau doesn't care about all that. He doesn't care about explanation. He's just going to say, why the hell are you wearing a ski mask? He doesn't give a damn about why. He doesn't care about what you will call your reason for things like that. He doesn't care. He just sees a black guy in a ski mask, and the first thing he thinks is that guy is messed up. That guy's committing a crime. Always. you know? You know? You know, they don't care. They don't, you know, it doesn't matter, okay? All right? You know, Esau, he could be like walking around with the Confederate flag, you know? You know? Or he could just be walking around with the Confederate flag, and then people just look at him and say, oh, well, you know, probably just runs his family, you know? They just love to honor that time period, you know? You know, they don't just flat out say, oh, Confederate flag, racist. They try and think about his story. Oh, yeah, you know, he just, you know, trying to rep the Confederacy because, you know, who knows? You know, they don't think about his story. So this guy wearing a ski mask, you know, they're just flat out to say, oh, nigger. He's trying to do some crazy shit, nigger, you know? You know, Esau doesn't care about that extra stuff, you know? And then they'll talk about how he was a good guy and all that. Esau doesn't care about a good Jake, and then he doesn't care. He did violin. He was trying to go to college. He was a massage. Esau doesn't care about that. He was an introvert. Esau doesn't give a damn. He was a good guy. They just say no. 911 was called. It's a black man walking. I have to get him. I don't give a damn about his story. I don't give a damn. You know?
He was stopped by 3 Aurora police officers.
Do me a favor, stop right there.
Nathan Woodyard, Jason Rosenblatt, and Randy Redeema.
Stop. 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 I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
The officers immediately grab Elijah.
No, I am an introvert. Please respect the boundaries that I am speaking.
Esau doesn't give a damn. He's introvert. Esau doesn't care. Esau doesn't see them as us as human. Okay? He just wants to continue to pillage and give wrong judgment. Okay? All right? He has a deep hatred for Israel. Okay? All right? Okay? He just sees us and he wants to treat us like cattle. You know? Okay?
Stop. Leave me alone.
No, we're gonna talk to
You guys started to rush me, and I was stopping my music to listen. Now let go of me.
Within moments, 2 of the officers' body cameras fall off. The 3rd camera captures a bit more of the struggle before it ends up in the grass. Civil rights attorney Mari Newman represents the McClain family.
There was absolutely no reason legally why the officers should have stopped him in the first place. They grabbed him, they tackled him, and they threw him to the ground.
Just 2 minutes.
Now, a ski mask, you know, it's usually associated with what you would call criminal activity. That's true, you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, you came on the scene and this guy's doing nothing. Okay? Someone's gonna say, oh, well, he's wearing a ski mask. I don't care about, I have to go check every guy's story and try and see why he's wearing it. You know? So, he's wearing a ski mask. It's usually, when you wear a ski mask, you're doing a crime. It's usually associated with crime. But at the end of the day, they got to the guy, he's doing nothing. Okay? All right? It's James chapter 2. In verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So Esau, you're going to have judgment, okay? You are the nations, you're going to get judged too, okay? All right, Esau, he showed no mercy, okay? All right, on the guy, okay, that showed no mercy, guess what? You're going to get no mercy too, okay? All right, and this is righteous judgment, okay? It's righteous for the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, okay, to put you Edomites in captivity, okay?
minutes into the video, you hear Elijah say 3 fateful words that have now become a national rallying cry.
Relax, just relax. Relax.
I can't breathe. This is the same thing that Eric Garner said. This is the same thing that George Floyd would say. This refrain, I can't breathe, is not only a desperate cry for help, but it's a kind of request to allow some form of mercy and humane treatment in the midst of what becomes a death sequence.
The officers reported that 2 times they used a carotid restraint, more commonly known as a chokehold.
That's what I was doing. I was just going home.
He's begging for his life. He's saying things like, I'm a pacifist, I'm a vegetarian, I don't have guns, I don't do those kinds of things.
I don't judge people for anything.
It's absolutely heart-wrenching listening to it.
The officers said Elijah resisted contact, and during the struggle, they claim he reached for one of the officers' guns. Dave Young is the district attorney covering the city of Aurora.
What I have to do is I have to look at the facts that are in front of me. I have to look at those facts as a police officer's perspective, because I know the investigations. I know the tragedy of this death to Mr. McClain and his family. But at the time, the officers knew nothing about Mr. McClain. All they knew is there was a 911 call. We need to investigate the suspicious person. They went to go do that.
They just went in and got the guy. They just went in and just grabbed him. What investigation was that? They just went in and grabbed him.
And things escalated to where we all know happened.
Look at this.
Eventually, the officers all recovered their fallen body cameras.
That's mine. Stop.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that. I can't breathe correctly because...
The McClain family believes the lack of clear body camera footage was intentional.
In the video, you can hear another officer who comes on the scene later picking up a body camera and tries to give it back to one of the officers. That officer says, "Get that away from me, dude."
Move your camera, dude.
So he's intentionally trying to stay off of the body camera as they inflict multiple different kinds of force on Elijah McClain.
When the EMTs arrived, they dosed the 140-pound Elijah with ketamine, a powerful sedative. After they loaded him into the ambulance, Elijah had a heart attack. He was rushed to the hospital and put on life support. Shanine says these photos show Elijah's physical injuries. Eventually, doctors declared him brain dead. 3 days later, he was taken off life support.
Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. That was a part of me. There's no way to put a Band-Aid on that. He's always gonna be gone. So there's no way. I can forgive, but I'm not gonna ever forget.
DA Dave Young was in charge of determining if any charges would be filed.
This is Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sitteth thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So Yahweh Shemel Shai, okay, he's gonna allow blood to pursue Esau, okay? Since you don't mind blood, Esau, since you don't mind getting very aggressive and just killing people and just saying, well, I was doing my job, and saying, well, I mean, I'm justified in doing it. It's part of the law. Since you don't mind war, well, guess what? You're going to have war. Since you don't mind killing, guess what? You're going to have blood pursuing you. Okay? Okay? And they're going to say, oh, no. That's mean. You can't be doing that. Oh, no, Esau. You shed a lot of innocent blood. You have to pay. Okay? This is Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So Esau, your slavery is going to be terrible, okay? All right? It should be absolutely terrible, okay? Things you did in slavery, okay? All right, it's not going to be compared to what we're going to do, okay? But we're not going to do no sick, wicked, nasty, homosexual, weird shit, okay? All right? It could be all in righteousness, okay? All right? We're not going to do no weirdo, freaky shit that you did, okay? All right? Okay? So, Esau, you're in for pure hell, okay? All right? Okay? And this place, Great Babylon, okay, is going to be absolutely destroyed with thorough nuclear fire, okay? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, okay? Esau, your works, okay? All right, your sins reach onto the heavens, okay? All right? All the different atrocities that you've done to the nation of Israel, okay? Okay, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's seen all of it, okay? He recorded all of it, okay? All right? You saw all the evil that you've spread, okay? All the wickedness, okay? All right, your sins going all the way up to the heavens. You're going to be repaid for all of that, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it.
Look, I don't condone the officer.
You want to judge according to your judgment? Okay, fine. But guess what? The judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shai, okay? All right? Shall be in place, okay? All right? And you doing all the evil that you've done, okay? The judgment is that you get exterminated. The judgment is that you go into slavery, okay? And it can't be retracted, all right? I don't give a Yahweh Shemel Shai doesn't care how much you cry, doesn't care how much you plead, doesn't care about if you bend yourself, humbling, trying to feed the poor. Okay?
There's actions out there. In fact, I wish they would have done things differently. If someone's saying, I can't breathe, get off of him. Do it. Just get off of him. But again, that I have no indication led to the cause of Mr. Mcclain's death.
After 3
So he just died randomly. The police absolutely have nothing to do with it. So if they weren't there, he was already going to die, just randomly. So them there doing their brute force has nothing to do with him dying. It just happened. He just died randomly. So him just walking home, he was already going to die. Interesting.
months, Young issued his decision, clearing the officers of any wrongdoing. Do you stand by your decision not to charge the officers?
Yes, I stand by my decision, and it's unfortunate.
And Yahweh Shemel Shai stands by his decision in your future extermination. Okay? So you want to be all what you will call strict and have no mercy and be rude and cruel? Okay. We know you're the devil. We know you could do that. Well, guess what? The Lord, okay, he judged righteous judgment. And the judgment sentence is you get exterminated. You go into slavery, okay? All this crying. Esau, you can't cry your way out of it. You're going to suffer, Esau. You're going to drink that cup.
Fortunate that, people feel that by voicing their opinions that's going to change the facts on the law of a certain investigation.
But do you believe that the officers' actions ultimately led to Mr. Mcclain's death?
That I don't know. In my business, I've got to know that answer.
Oh, wow. So he just randomly died. Okay, so the police had absolutely nothing to do with it. Okay, interesting.
That's going to change the facts on the law of a certain investigation.
But do you believe that the officers' actions ultimately led to Mr. Mcclain's death?
That I don't know. In my business, I've got to know that answer because the burden of proof is on me. And if I can't prove to a jury of 12 that there's actions caused his death, then I cannot file criminal charges.
White men with weapons often get arrested without any.
Wow. So you obviously need a reason. All this, so you're gonna do your thing, okay? You're gonna be, what you'll call disproportionately biased. You're gonna be that way, okay? You're gonna say, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, and obviously you need to go by the law, obviously, but I mean, your laws are absolutely wicked and evil, and you don't even go by them, okay? And you pick and choose what you're gonna use, okay, for a particular case.
Violence. Look at James Holmes, a white man who was a mass murderer, was able to be arrested without incident. Somehow, when it comes to white suspects, police managed to locate a level of discipline and care and patience that they don't for black suspects, even ones who are unarmed.
That's the issue that galvanized the nation after seeing video of George Floyd's arrest. Since then, increasing demands for justice in older cases like Elijah's. Last Thursday, Colorado's governor appointed the state's attorney general as a special prosecutor to investigate Elijah Mcclain's death and potentially file charges.
Public outcry matters. When people pay attention and hold institutions accountable, those institutions will respond differently than if nobody's watching.
All three officers, Woodyard, Rosenblatt, and Rodema, have been taken off enforcement duties and reassigned.
Justice to me is conviction. They need to suffer. Life in prison would be great for me, honestly. They need to be convicted for what they did because it was unjust. It was unjust.
Shanine now realizes.
Yeah, so that's basically it. So I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.